Well, welcome to Chord Melody Uke Lessons. I'm Johnny, and in this lesson we're going to talk about what I call strum like you drum. And the idea is, rather trying to cram songs into predetermined strum patterns, you get a sense of the rhythm by tapping out the rhythm of the song. And then whatever you would drum or tap out, you convert that into how you're going to strum the song. And I'm going to just demonstrate 4 different songs. These are just some ideas. There's no right or wrong on strum patterns. In fact, the more things you can think of just off the top of your head to make things change up and just keep things varied, the better you're going to be. So first song I'd like to do is an old Chuck Berry song. It's called You Never Can Tell. And the chords are pretty simple. It's just C and G7, so you don't have to worry too much about, oh, how do I make that chord? Because I'm presuming if you're interested in spicing up your strumming that you have some sort of a basic knowledge of how to change chords. So with that assumption, this is You Never Can Tell, and it's just C and G7, and it goes da 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 da. Da 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 da. So there's 7 beats here, and the 4th beat is getting stretched out a little bit. So that's just the rhythm I hear in my head. You might hear something different, and whatever you're feeling, that's the whole idea, is to get the feel for the song rather than, okay, this song might work with strum pattern number 9 on this sheet. Because, strum patterns vary, tastes vary, and in fact, if you're playing in a group and you're doing different strum patterns, that's great, as long as you keep in time together, because it creates more variety, and that's the whole point of what we're trying to do here, is spice up your strumming a little bit. So the pattern, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, down, up, down, up. So I'm going to strum that while I try to sing the song and just get a feel for it. So again, it's C and G7th, and half the song's in each of those 2 chords. Nice simple song. So 1, 2, 3. It was a teenage wedding, and the old folks wished them well. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You could see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. Down, up, down, the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, said the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. They furnished off an apartment with a 2-room roebuck sail. The coolerator was crammed with TV dinners and ginger ale. But when Pierre found work, the little money coming worked out well. C'est la vie, say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. Down, up, down, I had a dream I phone, oh boy, did they let it. Down, up, down, down, up, down, 100 little records all rocked with rhythm and jazz. But when the sun went down, the rapid tempo of the music fell. C'est la vie, say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. Okay, then between verses, I can throw in a strum, or a shuffle chord that we talked about in a previous lesson as the furnace came on. And, because there's a hole, there's like a measure or 2 between one verse and the next. So I'm going to come out of verse 4 into verse 5, and we'll just throw in this simple C6 shuffle to fill the gap. So you don't have to do just one thing. However many tricks you got in your bag, the more options you have, the fancier you can get. So here's verse 4. They bought it down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 3, 3. They drove it down to New Orleans to celebrate their anniversary. It was there really love the mademoiselle. G7 shuffle. Now the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel. Down, down, up, 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 down, down, on it. Say la vie, say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. Hey, say la vie, say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. Chop, chop, chop. So, if you were like really watching closely, you'll notice that I didn't do exactly the same thing on every strum pattern. I was trying to, but I didn't. But what I did do is I kept time. I didn't break time. That's a kind of a cardinal rule, especially when you're playing with other people. If you miss one, don't stop the song and just grieve about it. Just carry on, catch up somewhere, and the more you work with these strum ideas, the better you'll get at them. So I'm going to do 4 of them here, but just start with one. Get one down pretty well, and then when you feel comfortable with that, try another song. And you pick the songs. I tried to pick some simple ones here. This is Buffalo Gals, just another song, old folk song, C and G7th. And what I'm hearing here is there's some holes that need to be filled, because it's as I was walking down the street, and then it's a pause, down the street, down the street, a pretty gal I chanced to meet, she was fair to see. So what I'm feeling is, as I was walking down the street, down the street, down the street, a pretty gal I chanced to meet, she was fair to see. And there's the break between the first verse and the chorus. And so we just do something to fill that up, create some activity that sounds a little bit different. And so this is just a small hole, but there's other verses where you'll sing a line and there'll be like 2 measures of rest instead of just one. So this I call filling a small hole. And so here's what I'm hearing. 2, 3, as I was walking down the street, down the street, down the street, a pretty little girl I chanced to meet, she was fair to view. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight, come out tonight, come out tonight. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight, dance by the light of the moon. I asked her if she'd stop and talk, stop and talk, stop and talk. Her feet covered up the whole sidewalk, she was fair to view. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight, come out tonight, come out tonight. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight, dance by the light of the moon. And on it goes. Let's just da-da-da. So you can do the strummy, down, up for a while. But if you try to do a whole song that way, it gets monotonous. So just throwing in that da-da at the end of the line gives it a little more flavor. So that's something you can do with Buffalo Gals. And I'll be right back after this commercial message.
Snap, what a happy sound. Snap is the happiest sound I've found. You may clap, rap, tap, slap, but snap makes the world go round. Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. I say it's crackle, the crispy sound. You gotta have crackle or the clock's not wound. Geese cackle, feathers tickle, bells buckle, beats pickle, but crackle makes the world go round. Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. I insist that pop's the sound. The best is missed unless pop's around. You can't stop hopping, the cereal's popping. Pop makes the world go round. Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. Let's go for Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Snap, it's crackle, what a happy sound. You gotta have crackle or the clock's not bound. You can't stop hopping, the cereal's popping. Snap, crackle, pop makes the world go round.
Alright, so I closed the door to the furnace. As I make this video, it is late in October here in Michigan. And it's between that season where you don't need the air conditioner anymore and end of fall, and so winter's coming on, so the furnace fires up every once in a while. So I'm going to take another familiar song, King of the Road, in the key of G, and what I'm feeling here is down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then at the end of that second line, I'm just going to do one strum and leave a hole there. So in Buffalo Gals, we were filling a small hole, and here we're creating a big hole. Because again, the idea is to get away from down, up all day long, because you're so focused, you haven't learned your chords that well, and you're turned like this so you can see what you're doing. And so, I'm hoping that as you're learning the chords and getting better at changing them in time, and you've got to the place where you are bored with those chords. And so you're playing the same chords, but you're spicing them up with these different things you can do with how you strum them. So here's King of the Road. Trailer for sale or rent, down, up, down, down, up, down, to let 50 cent, down, up, down. No phone, no fool, no pest, one strum. I ain't got no cigarettes, but down, down, up, down, up, pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. Third boxcar, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up. Road, 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 clothes and shoes. I ain't paying no union dues, but 2 hours of down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. I'm a man of means by 2 strums, king of the road. I know down, down, up, down on every train, all of their children and all of their names, every handout in every town, every lot that ain't locked when no one's around. I sing trailer for down, down at rent, room to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 down and up. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road, 2 tags, king of the road, king of the road. So, a couple different things there. Even though it was a repetitive strum, there's those little breaks. See, creating holes and filling holes, and it's just a feel for what, and it's like tap it out, sing it in your head, and that, if you, whatever you tap out with your playing your bongo, that's how you want to create the strum pattern. I hope that's the big concept that comes through. So one more song, Mockingbird Hill. This is in the key of F, and it's very small print, so don't fret if I mess the words up, because my vision isn't what it used to be. It's in the key of F. So we have Fs and B flats and some C7s, some kind of optional G minor 7ths, which is open string, 2nd fret, 1st fret, 1st fret. It's like B flat, but you get a free string on the top of the 4th string. Okay, and it's in a strong 3. When the morning creeps over the hill and brightens the sunshine on my window still, then my heart fills with gladness when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mockingbird Hill. Tra la la, da 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 da. So that's what I hear. It's simple. And I don't know what I'm going to do if I run into a spot where it doesn't quite fit, like between verses. So we have a key change halfway through from F to G. A key change is a nice thing to do to, say, add a little texture to a song as well. But we can use the same patterns whatever key we're in. So again, just an example, Mockingbird Hill. When the sun in the morning peeks over the hill and kisses the window round my windowsill, then my heart fills with gladness. I hear the trill of those birds in the treetops on Mockingbird Hill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee, it gives me a thrill to wake up in the morning to the mockingbird trill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee, there's peace and goodwill. You're welcome as the flowers on Mockingbird Hill. Now that's difficult because there's a one beat B flat, and if you left it out, I'll never know. But again, getting the chords right is first. So, you know, get the pattern down. Don't worry about the one beat B flats that are strewn throughout. And then we're going to go to the second verse, do the refrain again, and then we're going to do a D7th transition chord and go to the key of G, just to further complicate your life. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, slower. Got a three-cornered hat and an acre to till, and a mule that I bought for a $1 bill. There's a tumble-down shack and an old rusty mill, but it's my home sweet home here on Mockingbird Hill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee, it gives me a thrill. So I'm just playing the first chord. I'm hardly even doing anything on the other beats. And that's okay because they're changing quickly. It's not very repetitive. Tra-la-la, tweedle-dee, it gives me a thrill to wake up in the morning to the mockingbird's trill. Tra-la-la, tweedle-dee, there's peace and goodwill. You're welcome as the flowers on Mockingbird Hill. Going to G. When it's late in the evening, I climb up the hill and survey all my kingdom while everything's still. Only me and the sky and the whippoorwill, singing songs in the twilight on Mockingbird Hill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee, it gives me a thrill to wake up in the morning to the mockingbird's trill. Tra-la-la, tweedly-dee, there's peace and goodwill. You're welcome as the flowers on Mockingbird Hill. You're welcome as the flowers on Mockingbird Hill. Okay, so there's 4 songs that you can work on. I hope I didn't go too fast too much of the time there. But I tried to slow down at least at parts, get back under the speed limit so I don't get caught by the state troopers there. And so yeah, work on those. If you have any questions, send me an email. It's you're always welcome to do that. Peanutuke, P-E-A-N-U-T-U-K-E @gmail.com, and I will help you any way I can with that. So that's Strum Like You Drum, and good luck, and I look forward to doing another video sometime soon here and helping you along your path toward ukulele stardom and fame. Thanks.